You don't like my text tones? That's how you feel?
You texting hoes. Don't need to hear your notifications. I don't care enough.
That was as far as from I wasn't texting any hoes, all right? I don't have hoes.
You understand? I don't care
That's
enough.
what you
I
say.
just don't want to hear the notification.
What you got against my notification sound, B?
I got against all notification sounds. This is got to do with you personally. It's against everything.
Why?
Hate the sound. My phone's always on silent.
Yeah, that's why he don't answer the group text.
Hello, unless we tag him in the...
Oh, no, I ignore those shit on purpose.
Even
That
then,
got nothing to do
yeah.
with me. That had shit to do with me.
That's worse. That's even
Hey.
worse.
Not too many group chats. I'll be alright. You be alright. I'm in 3. I'm in 2 with you. I got another 4. So there's too much for me to do. I work 7 days a week. I got 10 group chats. 4 podcasts to do. What more do you want from me? I'm thin as it is.
4.
Worry about it.
Yo, he's cheating on us, Jeremy.
Never said I was loyal to you.
Bro,
That's
he's cheating
true.
on us.
He never said he was loyal, so
I don't care. He's cheating on
You.
us.
I'm loyal to the people. I'm loyal to the sense, just not you. It's not 4. I think I'm like.
Welcome to
2
the
or 3.
Excuse Me Brother podcast show. I'm your host, Brother Jay, and I'm gonna ignore the nigga in the bottom right, bottom left from where I'm seeing it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, ignore me. The main content of the TikToks.
True.
Not even yours. Every TikTok.
Most of the TikToks is just Tay saying some wild shit.
It's always tasting this bullshit.
The way it is. It's even
Why?
on the.
Why are you like this?
I want you to know, I'm only like this because of my family. I want you to know before.
Oh, just blame your family, huh?
No, I
That's
want you to know
usually
right
how
now.
it is, though.
I want you to know today is my grandfather's birthday.
Well, happy
Wow.
birthday to your grandfather.
A birthday to
birthday.
him. I want you to know he threw a barbecue celebration for himself. Want to know what everybody in the house found out about this barbecue celebration?
On
4
Facebook.
hours ago, when the smoke was coming from the backyard.
So he just
People-
did it.
Didn't tell nobody. He told all his friends. Everyone showed up to the door, ringing the doorbell, like, "Yo, barbecue over there. How we get into the backyard?" And everyone in the house is like, "Barbecue."
Well, Block Harbin.
When I didn't
go
get a
for
call. I didn't get a call about. So I was heading home from work about like 3 hours ago.
Oh, is that why you had to push back a little bit?
Yeah, because I thought we were just gonna cut the cake and I was gonna head out on my way home on the train. Like, there's a barbecue. We're doing a barbecue in a yard. I'm like, whose yard? No, our yard. I don't even like people. She's like, yeah, in our yard. I was like, don't lie to me. Or enough, just 30 people in front of my house. I was like, my grandma's pissed.
I don't even
like
like big parties. Like,
I don't like people in my house.
I don't like
Yeah.
people in general.
I gotta
Secondly-
tolerate them.
We don't.
But
because you don't work directly with them, but you interact with them. So do I.
what people?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro,
I gotta
Yo,
tolerate.
the friggin' people at the patients at my hospital, I know I'm not allowed to say anything about them to their face, but I so want to sometimes.
Can't say nothing about. You can't tell his name. Just
No, I'm not gonna say names,
Like,
but it's just like, they're just so like brain dead when it comes to, and I get it because like when you
unintended.
no pun intended.
Oh,
But it's
I
like-
get it. That's funny.
So sometimes
Why?
they like, and I get like navigating in a hospital can be like, it can be confusing, but that's why there's signs. At least try and look for the signs.
In defense,
They-
I got lost in the hospital and I did try to follow the signs, but the signs on that floor were a little lost to me. I'm not gonna lie.
No, because there be whole signs on the subway telling you that there's not going to be any service on this particular line, and people still wonder, hey, where's the train at?
To be
Now,
fair,
those people don't read. Those people don't read. I hate those.
they need to have levels to that because
What do you
I-
mean?
No, because
Ah.
I've seen, at least in my station, the station at Westchester Square, I take that to work every day. And they announced that there's not going to be service for midday trains starting in August. And the only sign they had about it is on the station itself on the side. So like right as you go up the stairs, it's on the wall towards like at the side of the station. So if you don't look that way, you can miss it. I'm saying put the signs like where people are gonna look, like maybe at turnstiles.
Still won't read it.
One train,
Well,
people
then that's on
won't read
them.
it. I've definitely
Still
seen.
won't.
Well, I've definitely have been in a station where it's like, all right, this train will not be running here from this day to this day. It'll be like Friday 11 p.m. till Monday 5:30 a.m. People will still, and it's taped off, and people will still go under the tape. I'm like, there's a reason.
Talk to him, Tay. Talk to him, please.
I'm not saying that. I mean,
Please.
I'm just talking about my station in particular. That's it.
Well, your station's getting an elevator. That's why it's so like jam-packed over there.
Yeah, I know that.
I mean, it's long overdue. That station been needed an elevator, but there's not that much space for it. But you know where they should have put it? They should have put it on the wall leading up to the stairs. You know how they got those stairs right there, and then you turn around, and then if you look up that staircase right there on that big plastic wall or whatever have you,
they could have put a bunch of signs there.
That station doesn't have an elevator. I could have sworn it did.
you know.
Because it's just too big. It's just so wide. That's why I thought it did.
Speaking of wide and big,
that's not like no.
That's
like,
messed up.
I'm like, let's not do that one.
I mean, he already did it. So
I already did it. So
you just want me to get in trouble.
Listen, she did it to herself. If all these things are true, she did it to herself.
Did do it to herself.
She did it to herself. Speaking of wide and big, we'll be getting into tonight, Tay.
We got a few things, but this is just celebrity news. So the podcast this week, all celebrity, all news. The first one, since you want to get us in full trouble, talking about Lizzo and her controversy.
Yeah. Apparently, she took a test, a DNA test, and it turns out that she's 100% that bitch.
She's 100% a
Allegedly.
bitch, right?
That's true.
Allegedly. We don't know.
Allegedly. No, the bitch part not. Allegedly, so Lizzo is being sued by her backup dancers, where the main allegation is that she was fat shaming some of her backup dancers on performances. Hostile work conditions where they had to do dance rehearsals, 12 hours with no breaks. And then also sexual harassment. On top of that, for making some of her backup dancers do some things that they were not comfortable doing. Which, if I remember, one instance is that she made one backup dancer eat a banana out of male exotic performers. I think something like that. Out of their hands or their paw.
No, it wasn't a male.
female.
It was a female.
It was a female.
It was a female one?
Yeah.
Regardless, it was that's still sexual harassment regardless.
Right. So this came out of nowhere, actually, and it was so weird because I'm pretty sure everybody knows that about like Lizzo's brand. Her brand is always about body positivity and like anti-fat shaming and girl power and all that stuff. So for this to come out the way it has, it's they better have a good case, is what I'm saying. And I also I just found this out today, that technically they haven't filed the lawsuit yet. And what's interesting is that they wrote it up and they gave it to the press first. Because I was listening to like a lawyer, or not a lawyer, it's like a clerk that handles the lawsuits and stuff, like paperwork, and she was breaking it down. And she was saying that, like, the fact that they did that kind of makes it seem like to put pressure on Lizzo publicly. Because a lot of times, as we've seen throughout the past few years, people will automatically assume that the person being accused is guilty.
Oh, that's
And-
right.
But
Or
see,
public
the
opinion.
the thing is that this is a civil case. It's not a criminal case. Like, for example, with the Jonathan Major stuff, that's a criminal
wa-
case.
I wanted you to know. I wanted to bring that up. That there was an update on that case today.
Today,
It was like
they
the
didn't get
person
pushed back.
it was supposed to get pushed back, but it was gonna happen, but they got pushed back because Jonathan Major's girlfriend, the one that's being accused of assaulting him now, she fled the country.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she left the country.
Oh
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Yeah,
wait, hold
that's-
on. You said that the suit hasn't been filed yet.
So when I was listening, so I don't know if it's been filed. This was 3 days ago when it was talked
My
about
boy
on the
was-
media. It wasn't filed yet.
Well, because what I'm reading is that it was filed in Los Angeles.
No, that's where they're suing her. Well, that's where it says that they're suing her on the actual lawsuit itself. But they haven't filed it with the courts yet. As far as I know, it could have
No.
happened.
Well, okay, I think. Well, whoever you're reading, I don't know. Maybe I don't know because
Like I
I'm
said,
reading.
it
I'm
was
sorry.
it was 3 days ago that I was listening to this breakdown.
Oh,
But this thing happened like a week ago, right?
No, we
Maybe
should know.
maybe two, because what I'm reading from NBC News is that it was filed in Los Angeles Superior Court. This was on August 1st.
Then
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, the lawyer was saying that it hasn't been signed, so they would know
The-
more than me.
Oh,
This
And
I mean,
apparently
that's-
they're the only ones who've been pointing that out, because that's why it's interesting that they gave it to the media before the courts got a hold of it.
but there's a lot to this lawsuit that, I mean, there are layers. There are a lot of layers to it.
Yeah, no,
because
there's a lot of layers.
She's being sued for what we mentioned, sexual harassment, hostile work environment, but she's
What?
also being sued for religious and racial harassment,
Now
false
that
imprisonment.
part is weird.
Yeah,
We'll get to it, but that
imprisonment?
part is weird.
false imprisonment,
Look, do you want the-
interference with prospective economic advantage, and some other things. Like, there's a lot to this thing that
Mhm.
and all about
Because-
So
So-
yeah.
a lot
Well,
of
tell
this
you
comes
true.
from because Lizzo had a reality show. I can't remember the name of it at the time.
Yes, she did have a
right
reality
now.
show.
That
No, exactly what you're
this
talking
that
about.
these people were on, and this is where all of this kind of comes from, or most of it comes from.
Part of
And
it's
the
coming from
main-
them.
and part of it is the head dancer or the coordinator or something like that, who was in charge of the show, or like the main point of the show, because it was a reality show. And I forgot. I'm trying to look for her name. I can't. I know it's Quigley. I don't know the first
I
name.
just saw that.
I'm trying to see
damn.
where it's at. Because those is Lizzo, the head dancer, and
Charlene Quigley.
Charlene Quigley, and her touring company, who they're suing.
Yeah.
And yeah. So
So,
which one you want to talk about first?
I think we should talk about the sexual harassment part first.
So let's see.
Other resort. Yeah.
So okay, so while they were no, one thing actually led to another. So let's talk about the economic part first, because part of, like, her dancers, part of them were some of them were not getting paid while they were on I think the European leg of her tour, but her band was getting paid by retainer when they were in Europe, right? The dancers weren't, the band was. So the dancers came to Lizzo talking about, yo, we want a 50% retainer fee, when even though we're not dancing right now, because the band was getting it. They counted with 25s. You know what I'm saying? So when they
Okay.
went to Europe, that's the economic part. When they went to Europe, they went to Amsterdam, and this is where the sexual harassment part comes in, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So, if I'm not mistaken, they went to somewhere in the red light district,
Yes, they did.
and things got pretty wild.
Yeah. So they
Allegedly.
basically they went to like a nude bar, and basically Lizzo was pressuring. So wait, who's the plaintiff? I think it's like Ariana Davis.
Shit, I forgot who.
Okay, so it's Melissa Jefferson,
that's
Ariana
Lizzo.
Davis.
No, Melissa Jefferson is Lizzo.
Oh,
That's her
yeah,
name.
right. Okay, so Ariana Davis, Crystal Williams, and Noel Rodriguez. Okay,
Okay.
so, but I guess Davis is the one heading this one.
I think so too. Yeah.
Because a lot of this is coming from an interview from her. So apparently, yeah, in that trip where they were in the nude bar, that Lizzo was pressuring Davis to briefly touch the performer's breasts, and that Lizzo allegedly began pressuring a member of her security staff to get on stage and quote take it off.
And then I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and then that there was little regard. Lizzo showed little regard for the bodily autonomy of her employees and those around her, especially in the presence of many people whom she employed. So yeah, basically it was just like she was trying to get them to do stuff that they weren't comfortable with, in regards to touching other people.
Yeah, but you missed the best part, bro.
Well, that the dancer was shooting stuff out of their vagina.
Yeah, shooting dildos
and bananas.
out their vaginas, and she wanted her dancers to catch them with their mouths.
Right.
Allegedly, of course.
No, see, the thing is, actually, no, we'll get to that because it's part of Lizzo's response. But yeah, so that's the whole sexual harassment thing, and so it's hard because remember, this is all part of a reality show. This stuff is gonna happen. It's for TV. Like if you look at the Jersey Shore, they did a bunch of wild shit there too, and it's hard because when you sign up for these things, that's kind of what you do.
Should it be though?
It shouldn't. I don't agree that it should be, but it's kind of what happens. It has to be over the top because that's how you get views.
I've seen a lot of reality TV shows. I've never seen. I've been all of MTV's highlight when it was the reality show like Pinnacle. I never seen a woman shoot shit out of her vagina. That wasn't a trailer. Let you know right now. That's not something I saw on a daily basis.
Yeah. It's from the outside looking in, it's not a good look. But I think
everything looking in.
So that's why I was making the point about it being a civil case rather than a criminal case, because technically I don't think anything illegal was happening. So it's kind of you have to look at it as, is there anything actionable that can happen? Like what can be done to kind of tackle this?
Well, the regular just financial compensation. That's what they're really looking for in all this.
Honestly,
when you talk about civil cases, you're talking about financial compensation.
And so so honestly, I wanted to talk about this. When it comes to like dancers, when it comes to that, especially for most backup dancers and performers are normally like the really like skinny type, or really toned and muscular
a lot
type.
of these, well, not a lot, all of them, I think were like bigger women. So that,
like my thing is like, once you don't really, those type of women really won't get another opportunity. work
Well, yeah,
another
that
tour.
was another part of it where basically they felt like they had to go along with it because they were fearful of losing their job,
Understandable.
and that's part of the hostile work environment stuff. So apparently, Lizzo had accused her dancers of drinking before performances, and there was at one point they had
What have-
them re-audition for their spots.
Oh yeah.
And they were fearful. They were working essentially 12-hour days of rehearsal to fight for their spot.
Yep.
And there was one point where one of them had to use the bathroom so bad, but because they were so scared, they peed
They
themselves
did it on
instead.
themselves.
Yeah.
Excuse me, brothers. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. I
That
never
was-
heard this part. What
Yeah.
kind of game is this?
Tell you the truth, as a someone that has a family member that is a dancer, she has told me about those. Like that's a standard when it comes to rehearsals. It normally will go about 12 hours. Like no breaks, no lunch, no. Maybe you'll get like some water every now and then, but like nothing else.
Yeah.
Beyonce would never.
Pretty sure it's because of Beyonce.
See, that's the thing with like these types of jobs is because like when you get a spot with a big name, like they pretty much have a chokehold on like your career. They can make you do whatever because you're not gonna want to lose that spot, and they prey upon people's like fandom
and
to
dreams.
to want to work. Like I'm working with Lizzo. I don't want to lose this. I don't play yourself.
Absolutely not. Beyonce absolutely would.
She would.
Listen, don't let the beehive come after us. All right.
Right.
There's only enough bee repellent in the world. Okay.
Look, it's not.
See, also though, that's
not an
actually
insult.
funny.
It's just what the truth is. Most performers do that.
Again, why I
Bruno Mars probably
mentioned
does it too.
why I mentioned
Bruno Mars probably does that to his backup dancers
Bruno
too.
Mars? I bet you Michael Jackson did.
Maybe.
Yeah, we won't know until they come out.
Part of me doesn't.
No, but the whole thing about them bringing this to the media is because they want to kind of like set the table in terms of like the narrative and let the fans kind of dictate where this thing goes.
I hate shit like that.
Yeah.
I hate that. Come on, don't. You're not gonna win you'll always win in the court of public opinion, but that's not what matters.
And it's also true
It's my wallet.
Because like you said, they're seeking financial compensation, and usually whenever there's like a civil case, because maybe Lizzo probably wanted to settle and to like just get it over with. But what usually happens when you hear about a settlement?
Well,
You
you
think
never
they're
hear it
guilty.
again.
Yeah, you always look
You
guilty.
usually associate settlements with guilt. It's like, oh, she did that shit.
So-
She's trying to cover it up.
And
Well,
get
I'm
that
a-
NWA in there. Think that I'm not gonna
NDA.
know. Apologies.
NDA, you mean?
That NWA.
But
Probably
no,
did.
okay, so I get that part, but really, sometimes settlement is the wiser move for
Yes.
situations like this, because going to court can always it can bankrupt you between lawyers' fees and retainer fee, all that other stuff. It can
Oh, we know.
definitely.
That also lends
Well,
credence.
we know.
That
You
also
gotta
lends
understand.
credence to their argument, because these dancers who are accusing her have everything to lose in this case. If they are found to be like in the wrong and Lizzo's not guilty, their careers are done. They're not going
straight
to
up.
be they're going to be blackballed from the industry. So
Straight
it's
up,
like they have a
100%.
lot to lose with doing this. So that's why it's like, and that the lawyers can use that as an argument for the jury. Be like, look, they have no other reason to be coming forth with this, because if this not true, then they're done. And especially other members, her former dancers, a few of them have come out in support of this lawsuit.
No.
So-
Some of them got other gigs. So like, yeah, this is true. Like, yeah, this happens.
Well, it's funny because it's like you said, being a backup dancer for an act like an A-list act like Lizzo or Beyonce or Bruno Mars or hell, even Michael Jackson, that it was probably like the most grueling thing that they've ever done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always be in shape. You always got to be in shape for it.
And you guys always got to be on the ready to go too, because
Right?
you know, I said you always got to be ready to be on the go, because you know when you do a tour, you in one city one night and you in the next city the next night, and then so on and so forth for however long you're on tour, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they be on tour for like 6 months out the year. So,
No break.
huh?
No breaks.
No breaks,
One
yeah.
month.
So it always it was weird to me that, you know, she was, well, funny thing is it wasn't even Lizzo that was fat shaming the dancers allegedly.
No.
It was her who was it, her cat, like her lead person or something like that, like her
Yeah, I can't find her title.
The choreographer?
The quickly lady.
Isn't that her choreographer? I thought that was her choreographer.
choreographer.
Yes, that's her, like, the person that leads, that sets up the dances and everything.
I think it may have been her.
Yeah,
Could be wrong, but it was definitely
also
weird.
That is.
Hold on a sec. Let me see if I can find it too. I just think it was weird that, you know, you're gonna hire all these, you know, full-figured women, these big women, knowing that, okay, got it, producer, got it.
Yeah, no. So in regards to that, so a lot of it, they said that it had to do with their performance, and she did fire one of them after the re-audition, and basically kept using that as like, they kept citing it, being like, look, this can happen to you, and that we're looking at everything, and kind of like tormenting the other dancers with the threat of being fired. And that there was one of the dancers had recorded a meeting that they had, because apparently she suffers from a condition where like she needs to record things so that way she could listen to it later. And because it makes her disoriented in like high stress situations. And that when Lizzo found out about that, they basically, and this is where like the false imprisonment comes in, that she like threw a fit, and she even like threatened to like hit her or hit the dancer.
Yeah.
That Lizzo's threatened to hit the dancer, but that they weren't gonna, that she wasn't gonna do it. Yeah. So they kept her in like a room, and they went through her phone to make sure that they deleted the recording.
Wow.
Because of the...
Yeah, you definitely don't look up when you gotta delete people's recordings.
Okay, so I found what you were talking about too. It said that she suffers from an eye condition.
Yeah.
And so that leaves her disoriented in stressful situations. So, okay, wow, that's crazy. I didn't even know that part. And then she held them all, and she went around a circle.
She was cracking her knuckles and balling her fists. That was the threat. Lizzo was.
Holler.
Yeah.
Lizzo a gangster. Okay.
I know you was about that life, Lizzo. Let me know.
Right.
Let me find out.
Wow.
Let me find out you in these streets for real.
The weirdest part of this whole thing though is the...
was it the weirdest part to you?
No, the religious persecution part.
Oh, you're right. Forgot about that part.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
sure.
that I can't remember her first name. We said it earlier. Shirley Quigley. So she was part of the reality show, and basically she's a very religious person according to her, and she was pushing those ideals on the dance or on the people on the set, and she latched on to one of the dancers who was a virgin, and basically like using her as an example.
and outed her too.
And outed her, yeah, because of that. And she would, so she would push her ideals onto them, and basically was telling them that they're all gonna go to hell and stuff like that. But the weird part is that she would be very explicit, and she quote had a trick where she would essentially deep throat a banana and simulate that.
That Gawk 3000.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
And it's just like, what? Okay, but that's not even the weird part.
Oh.
So there's, she would say that, I don't know the exact, so I'm this is verbatim.
Every time you say it, it's like, that's not the weirdest part. I was like, it's only
No,
gonna get
listen.
weirder.
So she says
Like,
that
only her.
she said that masturbation is not part of my religion, but today I had a oopsie.
What?
I don't need to know that,
Excuse
bro.
me? Excuse me, brother? Like,
You
why?
can keep that shit. You can keep that shit to yourself, girl. Like, I don't need to know this.
But it's just like so
Why
weird
would you
that
say that?
That's
if
invasive.
you're trying to, that's the part that I don't get. Like you're trying to preach to these women about
Yo.
like your religious beliefs, but then like at the same time you're going against it yourself. Like, I don't know.
That's typical religious
I don't-
folk behavior, though.
True.
I don't be.
At least
I don't
she's
be
being
slinging
honest.
that thing like that. I don't be slinging it like that. But to let you know, I had an accident and I was slinging last night. I'm like, yo, bro, what's going on with you?
Yeah.
Came here to dance. I didn't came to learn about your masturbation tire crease. Like, I care less about that shit.
Yeah. So it's just
That
very,
shit, the
very odd. With
that shit, the church where
that.
it belongs.
with that whole thing.
Oh my god, this is only getting crazy. This is only getting better. We go along.
So what do y'all think is gonna come of this? I know we all know Lizzo's career is not gonna end over this.
Or you wanna
Yeah.
go over her response?
Yeah, sure.
No, let's do it.
Okay.
They can
Alright,
only
so
get funnier.
Yeah, I'll just read it. So this is what Lizzo
Yeah.
posted. I think, I don't know if it was like right after or maybe it was like a couple days after. All right, so she says, and she posted this on her Instagram stories. She said, the last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are undeniably or unbelievably unbelievable as they sound and
Unbelievably true.
too outrageous to not be addressed. These sensationalized stories, take note of that. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. As an artist, I have always been very passionate about what I do. I take my music and my performances seriously because at the end of the day, I only want to put out best art that represents me and my fans. With passion comes hard work and high standards. Again, take note of that. Sometimes I have to make hard decisions, but it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable or like they aren't valued as an important part of the team. I am not here to be looked at as a victim, but also know that I am not the villain that people and the media have portrayed me to be these last few days. I am very open with my sexuality and expressing myself, but I cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make me out to be something I am not. Again, take note. There is nothing I take more seriously than the respect we deserve as women in this world. I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I've done in the world to be overshadowed by this. I want to thank everyone who has reached out in their support to lift me up during this difficult time.
She said too much. And I know
it was a lot.
I'm still trying to figure out the sexuality
She
part.
didn't deny that the stuff happened.
Yeah.
She said it was sensationalized. Basically being like it happened, but not like the way they're saying it.
So it was pretty much it was dramaticized. I got it. But like still to a point.
So here's my thing, right? One, you can tell this was a mix between her own words and some publicist.
Yeah, a PR,
Target.
whoever.
That shit.
Right. Go
That
ahead,
shit.
go ahead.
What does her sexuality have to do with any of this?
Well, I think
I
That,
just
that
actually
was the
brought up
whole.
this-
That was. I think that's in reference to the whole strip club thing, where she was forcing them to touch the stripper or whatever, and she was
What's that to do
being.
with sexuality?
well, I think not necessarily like what she's attracted to, but how she
How she expresses herself sexually, like she's
Right.
open about like being sexual, like talking about this stuff.
right.
Yeah,
I think that's what
I know
what that
people
means.
like that. The
Right.
thing with that though, that's still sexual harassment. Just because
Yeah.
you're okay with it
Doesn't mean
doesn't
everybody else
mean
gotta
that
be.
everybody else is okay with it. Yeah, it's
And,
My brain.
and if the suit is to be believed, if the allegations are to be believed, then there were people who were not okay with this. So it's
exactly.
like if it's not sensationalized if someone tells you, "Yo, I'm not okay with this," because if you read the suit, there was a situation where Shorty kept denying, and they started chanting, "Yo, do it, do
Yeah.
it, do it," and they kept egging it on until she finally did it. So she basically, in a sense, got buck broken. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty
Like,
much, yeah.
Peer pressure. be
pressure.
real.
it's super real. So it's like, okay, let's just like producer said, you didn't necessarily deny anything that you said. I mean, anything that
Oh,
happened,
no.
you just said that it wasn't.
It was
wasn't
never
what
a
it sounded
denial.
like.
She just said that she's having a hard. There's been a very stressful week, and a lot of the events that were said were like dramatic. Like she never claimed they
Dramatized,
didn't
yeah.
happen. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like it was
that's
a little
why
stretched out.
this response kind of not what she
Res-
thought it was.
She understood it.
She thought she was.
She
I
thought
guess
she was
clearing
doing
her
something.
name. Yeah, she thought she was doing something, but like,
She's like,
I
yeah.
don't-
Just think, a lot of people are not gonna look at that word.
Yeah,
I want
that
you to know
word.
right now. Say what did producer Jay? What did you say? A lot of the events were
What?
sensationalized or some shit like that.
Sensationalized.
sensationalized.
You
It
know damn
basically
well no
means-
one's
it-
no
it
one's
is-
looking up that word.
No, sensationalized means that you,
Oh,
you
look
take
at me.
something.
Look at me, producer Jay.
I'm breaking
not-
it down for the people.
No,
who
no,
don't-
no. Oh, okay, go.
Go ahead, go ahead. No, go.
I'm
go.
just saying, no one's gonna look that shit up. Me, all three of us understand what it means. I knew what it meant when you said it. Jay knew what you meant, and I know damn well you know because you trying to explain
I
it.
said it.
No one else. I guarantee you, there are people. Guarantee you, there are people who looked that word was like, I don't know what that means.
Be like, what?
And their brain are like, she's denying it. That's all I need to know. That's all they thought about.
No.
And that's all they cared.
But see, she's not even denying it. That's the crazy part. She was just saying, like, it didn't happen like that. So it's like,
So
I
how
don't know.
did it happen?
Which part? Which part? Was
All
it
of
the
it.
banana? Was it the banana shooting out part?
All of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
like, yeah, explain.
Well, tell us what happened, because
I
apparently, so go back to her security dude, right? They basically sent him on stage, and
The
basically
security
they
dude
pulled
should
his
be
pants
suing.
down.
Yeah.
The security dude should
They
also
pulled-
be suing.
No,
It's
if
full
you pull
sexual
my pants,
harassment.
yo, they pulled his pants down on stage and showed his ass, like apparently,
full sexual-
allegedly, of course.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Apparently, allegedly. It's full sexual assault.
So,
Yeah,
but see,
to me.
that's the thing
Bull.
too, because like, obviously, if this goes to court, they're gonna bring witnesses, former and current dancers from Lizzo's team. Like, it's gonna come out. So I
Yeah,
think
don't
that's why she's not outright denying it.
Well, what else is gonna come out if it goes to
Exactly.
trial?
Banana.
More could come out. This could be a lot worse for
The
Lizzo.
banana, the dildo, whatever else that was allegedly shoved up there, that might come flying out.
So it
Cake,
goes back to my
carrots.
question. It goes back to my question. Where does she, like? How does she come out from this? Like, what's the next step for her? How does she recover from any of this?
It's a lot of coming out, and I don't understand.
To be honest,
I'm
It's
coming
tough.
out.
if I were Lizzo and this stuff was coming out about me, even if I felt like I was like 100% innocent, that it wasn't like they said and it was embellished, this, and that. Just do the settlement, settle out of court, pay whatever they want.
Look at this brother over here.
And just get out of the limelight.
This is the word embellish.
For a few years.
Fucking dare you.
I can't use big words.
How fucking dare you?
Sensationalized, since I said that already.
He wants you to be dumb.
I'm dead his brother try to sound better than us. Fuck you up.
Anyway,
what you say about my mama?
I think Lizzo, it would be in her best interest to just take a break.
Embellish this bitch.
Come back, because it's happened before with other celebrities who were like accused of stuff. They've gone out of the limelight, take 3, 4, 5 years off,
Amber
and
Heard's
then
still
come
gonna
back.
work, so
3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
nah.
Maybe not 5. That's a lot.
You
Maybe
are
3.
You will get forgotten quick.
Look at me, bro.
I think you can always come back.
This is Jay. Shit's gonna get settled, and Lizzo will be back with a new album in about 4 months after it gets settled, and then she'll be on.
Well,
tour.
see, that's
doesn't matter.
That's the other aspect. The fans who are gonna defend Lizzo and come at anybody who's attacking her.
Fuck it, that's just women in general. What do you want?
No, it's not even women. It's just fandom.
That's
like,
women. That's how women support women.
We were joking about Beyonce's Beehive.
On social media.
It happens.
That's how women support women on social media now. I don't care if that was. I don't care if she was wrong. It was the man's fault in this. Air dances.
Yo, and it was crazy because it's like, okay, now what do you do now? Because this is a woman who's been accused of sexual harassment, a black woman who's been accused of racism, and
also
a big woman who's been accused of fat shaming. Like,
I want
what
you to know,
do
my
you do
favorite.
here?
I want you to know. I saw this on Instagram. One wrote there was like, so it's like if black men didn't make fun of Lizzo wouldn't have internalized and started fat shaming her backup dancers.
It's always the black guy's fault.
And someone wrote like, "Motherfucker, we got nothing to do with this one.
We got nothing.
No, but to be fair, a lot of people who already didn't like Lizzo are gonna use this as like, oh, see, more proof. See, this is why I was fat shaming her.
No, that's what fat shaming to begin with. That's what they're gonna use this for.
But yeah, no, there are definitely gonna be people like that who justify their bigotry by using this.
This is why I was fat shaming before.
We had nothing to do with this. I'm sorry. Leave the brothers out of this. Leave brothers
so
out of this.
That was my favorite thing. That was one of my favorite things. It was like a black man did fat shame her before. She would accept who she was. Would have to fat shame other people. Literally, other people were like, "What?"
Yeah,
someone was like,
feel
"What
with
the fuck did I do?"
How you gonna have a big back and then tell other people they gotta unbig their back? What type of shit is that?
Remember, it wasn't her; it was the choreographer.
She was
crazy.
Well, no, because they were saying Lizzo
crazier.
Like, no, they were saying Lizzo was doing it too, but it wasn't like directly. Lizzo claims that it was like, because like you said, like I mentioned in her response, to take note of that she has high standards or whatever. So that's what she's claiming, that it was based on their performance. It wasn't fat
Which if
shaming.
you dropped a few pounds, your performance would be better. What the fuck does that have to do with the fat shaming part?
Yeah,
what was coming from that? I only fat shame because I want you to be better.
But regardless, we'll see what happens.
Definitely would have looked at everyone sideways, like, bitch, what the fuck did you just say to me?
We'll see what happens with this case. You guys want to talk about the riots in New York? Incited.
Oh my god!
Incited by one Kai Cenat.
I don't put him on that. That's not his.
That is definitely his fault.
It's not his fault. That was
100% his fault.
Well, okay, you're right. People were being crazy.
The dude were wilding. I can't blame him for that.
You had to have known that something like that would have happened the way they planned it out.
This nigga did some Donald Trump shit.
Essentially.
What? How's it Donald Trump? Because I just knew that he set up a thing to be like, hey, I'm giving away PS5s and we're having a meeting.
So yeah,
that's what I was.
So he said, basically he didn't announce anything. It wasn't like, oh, this day we're doing this. Just a random day in the week. He just said, hey, I'm here. I'm gonna be here in Union Square Park. Come here and get a PS5 or PC. That's it. That's all he did. And the
How was
mistake
that
he
his
made
fault?
was doing that before he got there.
Man,
So he was arriving, people were already there, and they saw
I'm pretty
him
sure-
and his crew coming to, because apparently it was gonna be in a building in the park. It wasn't gonna just be like a free for all. But they
I
saw
think it was too many
people.
It was too many
and-
people. It was too many people, so they had to
saw
change
him
it
and
to
his
the park.
team coming. Yeah, they saw him coming out of his car, and they bum rushed his car, and him and his bodyguards. And that's basically what started everything, because they were trying to get the PS5s and PCs.
how many did they have?
I have no idea. I don't think that was
Oh,
ever mentioned.
it
If it
didn't say
was, then
how
I
much.
missed it.
I didn't see anyone mention
I think
an amount, but I know what happened was that they got out. He had like gift cards in his hands because it looked like he was going to do more. Looked like he was just going to give
he
away a
probably
lot
was
of
gonna
things.
do more than stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
but people were focused on the PS5s.
people went crazy as soon as they. Again, that's why I said you can't really. It's not even way like. So I don't understand. Like when you're going to give away stuff, you're like, hey, I'm going to be at this place this time. I'll see you there if you. See as if you want this stuff. It's normally how most ways start for these streamers.
Now,
I don't think he was fully prepared for like as soon as he
No.
stepped out.
I don't
People
think
gonna bum rush the cars and start doing stuff. That's why I'm like,
as
I don't think he
as
fully
as
planned this out.
yeah, I don't think they planned this out at all, and I don't even think they got a permit to do this. Because
Dang.
to do these big stuff like giveaway, even if it's just a giveaway, to big like large to have like large gatherings like this, you need a permit from the city.
Yeah.
And
Oh, really? Yeah.
I-
Well, yeah. That's figured. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's an event, but I don't think they thought that through. And as New Yorkers, you know damn well
Hey,
that
true. As
people will
As a New
get
Yorker.
crazy when you give away free shit. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, this will happen everywhere, but
It's funny because he's actually been charged.
yes, he was. I think he was arrested.
they
Yeah.
all, literally everyone on their team was arrested except for one person.
Who?
Let's see.
Oh,
I
just one of his bodyguards.
One of I is part of a YouTube group called AMP. Sorry, I think it's 6 of them. I think literally 5 of them got arrested except for one of them.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just poorly planned, poorly thought out, and poorly executed.
Oh, definitely.
And was he charged with inciting a riot?
Yes, he
I believe
was.
he was.
Yeah.
He was.
Yes, he was. He was. I'm trying to find it. He was charged. Okay, it says Sadat was charged with inciting a riot, lawful assembly, and related charges. Police said.
Yeah.
Okay. He's doing court August 18th at the Manhattan's DA office.
Crazy.
Hey.
If he gets like charged for inciting a riot, that's 10 years in prison.
He gets convicted, right?
I mean,
That's
maybe if he
crazy
has a
because
good
all he
lawyer.
wanted to do. Crazy because all he wanted to do was give out some stuff to people.
No, but
Now
no,
now he facing 10 years in prison.
you can spin it that way, but this was,
Court.
and this goes to a lot of like influencers these days, where they just do the most dumbest shit to get attention because they think they're untouchable. And this is not the first controversy that Kai Cenat has been a part of. I think he was banned on Twitch for
Probably.
something. I can't remember.
Like, probably.
He was banned on Twitch. Oh no, it was from
So
Was
you
it
too?
some from shoe
Was it
thing.
him?
I don't know.
What was that him?
But
It
he's
was a
done a
diff-
lot of shit to like stir up controversy
Oh,
and stuff like
I've
that.
never heard of him getting banned from Twitch. I've heard of another person getting banned on Twitch. That was just, I think it was like Judon or something like that. I've heard of him getting
Gideon?
banned. Gideon, I've heard of him getting banned from Twitch a lot. It's some
I've heard
nonsense.
So
But I've never heard of Kai getting banned from Twitch.
Hold on, I'm looking.
I didn't even know who this dude was until the
Yeah,
riot
no, he
broke
was
out on Friday.
he was banned earlier this year in January.
Say for
Well,
what?
it was only for 3 days. All right, but anyway, but he's done a lot of shit, and it goes to the whole thing about like influencers just not realizing the severity of their actions
Sure enough.
and the consequences. So it's like he probably thought this was a cool idea. They're gonna go to the park, give away some stuff, and it's gonna be a good time. But he clearly didn't account for people acting reckless.
We miscalculated.
Truthfully,
Especially
if I was,
But the crazy thing is, PS5s, there's not a shortage for these.
Yeah, not anymore. If this like,
that's,
I don't
I'll
understand
tell you
why
the truth,
people.
That's probably why I also would have thought it would have been fine. You want the honest truth? If we were gonna do some shit, especially in New York City, I'm like, yeah. If I'm us from New York City, there's no way in my mind I'm like, yeah, people are starting to go crazy. Seeing people do meetups in New York City and people walk by the meetups like, man, get the fuck out of the way. I got work to go to.
Yeah, like I got somewhere to be.
That's what my brain would thought of.
Funny
Definitely
enough,
seen-
that the same area that the riots happened, like 12 hours later, they set up a farmer's market.
Oh yeah.
And you wouldn't even know that anything happened.
I didn't even know this
That's
happened
New-
in New York City until a day
That's-
after.
That's New York.
People were like, yo,
That's
you
that
ain't hear
New York.
about,
We
you ain't hear
move
about the
fast.
riots in Union Square? I was like, what you mean?
Riots.
The riots.
Well,
Yeah,
my
no,
brain- this showed up
there's
like,
a-
yo, this person got arrested. I'm like, why this person
There's
get
actually
arrested?
a video of it happen. Like you can see when like the riots started. Like he was recording himself going to like the building that they were gonna do it in, and you can see people like bum rushing him, and eventually like he drops his phone and then the feed ends because he's
That's when it
starting to
started.
run.
And that's where he
It
lost
looked
his
like
phone.
some Blair Witch shit. Right.
It's not safe.
And then
But,
like
like,
there's video, and this how crazy like how crazy it was. They had like freaking helicopters, like filming it from like above because it was so crazy, and they were
On the
showing
news, right? Yeah.
that they were showing
Sounds
him
about
trying to
right.
get away, and people were on his car. Like it looked like a zombie apocalypse. Like that's how it looked. Like it's just
That's
I knew.
insanity. See,
I
this
knew
is
you.
why you have to stop worshiping celebrities. Like,
yes.
stop worshiping celebrities, man. They can't do nothing for you.
And stop.
Except
Where
not
is
even worshiping.
Ja?
Stop.
Help me, Ja, real.
Stop having these parasocial relationships with them that like you think that they know you because you commented on their live stream one time.
right.
Like, no, they don't know who you are. They don't
Said
care
my
about
name.
you.
He knows me.
They might appreciate you for being a fan of theirs, but
Absolutely. Give me money.
that's it.
We appreciate you all for giving us stuff.
But no, people
Dude.
take that shit too seriously. That they think like, oh, they notice me. Like I'm part of their lives. Like, no, you're
Let me
not.
tell you right now,
I
you'll never
promise
notice
you,
you.
you're not. They will not
barely-
notice you.
I wanted us to be aware. I barely knows my friends.
Exactly. We went
we
over
live in-
this. If
I'ma
it wasn't
keep
for
it
this
that way.
show, we would be strangers to you.
He's proud of it too. Like I don't.
He wears it as a badge of honor.
Right.
That's
like
a fucking loser.
you're the worst. You're the worst.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's
Not
not
the
worshiping
worst.
celebrities.
Worse.
You want to
just
get
mad
into
that I
that
don't give a fuck.
last story
Yeah.
because we got time.
Do we really?
Yes. You
Yes.
relate.
All right, so let's head back since we were talking about Lizzo fashion people, right? Let's talk about this country music star. Or artist. I don't know if she's a star. I don't care enough. I actually don't know how to pronounce her name either, and we're not gonna look it up. It's a country star. It's can we call it Bebe?
No, because that
Uh,
would be disrespectful to BB Winans.
What?
That would be disrespectful to BB Winans.
Ooh, I don't know what that
It's-
is.
BB Winans is a R&B song.
It's
It's an old R&B singer.
yeah,
Slash gospel.
it's pronounced BB.
Oh, come on.
And yo, motherfucking
Rexa.
face. Look at I'm Rick James, bitch. So yeah, so this goes on the it's kind of a double follow up. So since we're talking about Lizzo and her incidents, And let's talk about remember the whole thing for disposing people incidents. Producer Jay?
Wait, what?
So she went on social media, I think Instagram.
Oh, about the whole
Oh, he just caught on. So she went on social media.
exposing people.
So she went on social media and put a message of former ex. No, they're engaged. I don't care. They're not exes. Apparently, she had asked him a question about like if she was getting fat or something like that, or she looked changed. I don't know. I'm not gonna read the whole message because I'm lazy. You can look it up. You say you want to look, producer Jay. You want to look it up to read it to them exactly?
Was that the one you sent?
In the picture.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna read the whole thing. But pretty much, she asked her a question and he answered truthfully, and it led to a breakup. And then I'm not sure if this is the message that led to the breakup, but this is after they broke up. But he sent another message, which was really funny. Not
Yeah,
really
so-
funny.
You want me to read the whole thing?
Read the whole thing. Go for it.
All right.
We
all
got
right.
time.
Says,
Based on your words.
hey, I never said you weren't beautiful, and I never said I didn't love you. In fact, I said how beautiful you are and how much I loved you. But I always said I would be honest with you, and your face was changing, so I told you it was.
Oh,
That was the conversation we had. That's the conversation we're having, and you asked because I care. Would you rather I lied to you? You gained 35 pounds. Obviously, you gain weight, and your face changes. Should I just pretend it didn't happen, and that's okay? Come on, I gained 3 pounds, and you called me chubs and fat. Doesn't mean you don't love me. If you're trying to find reasons to break up, this makes sense. But it's not the real reason. If you're unhappy with me, yourself, with life, and don't see a future with us, then that's okay, and that's the reason. Don't use something like that to weaponize your anger or anxiety or any insecurity you may have. You know, I always found you to be beautiful and loved you no matter what. I think it's important for you to think about things and write things down, speak to a therapist, and do this retreat thing to get to the root of the problem. Let me know if you'd like to speak. I need more, if you need more clarity. Love you.
It was man.
eh,
Yeah, that's
you know,
That-
right in the face.
right.
It's just, that's like, dang, that was,
I
that was,
don't.
ooh, that hurt me. Wait a second. Damn.
I heard you.
That's brutal honesty.
Yeah, like, dude, talk about going for the jugular, but in a respectful way.
Right?
Yes,
Yeah, I was trying to be like, but at least I told the truth, and I
Right.
still say I still think you're beautiful.
I never
like-
lied to you, baby. I never lied. What more do you want from me?
Well, you know, but it begs the question: was she really weaponizing her anxiety and insecurities against him in their relationship to the point where he's just like, "Yo, get your shit together, or I'm leaving."
I don't even think he was saying get your shit together or I'm leaving. I think so the message sounds like she was already leaving. He was like, yo, if you want a real excuse, you can say that and that. But don't use what I said as your excuse.
As the excuse.
Because you called me chubs and fat because I gained 3 pounds. Don't do this. Because like that's what it sounds like. It sounds like how is it fair that you're gonna use that against me, but you call me fat every day.
Well,
Every time. That's what it sounded like to me. I could be wrong.
It could be multiple reasons. Like, it doesn't have to be one thing.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because they're basically saying like, oh, that's not a real reason. Like, it could be. In addition to the other stuff, the fact that that he was or she was. I'm confused. Who was doing the fat shaming? It was her, right?
both of them, yeah.
Both of them were doing it
Both
to
of
each
them.
other. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Is that Chris?
Oh, well, you know what? Oh, hold on, time out. Let me. Is it really fat shaming if you tell someone, "Hey, listen, I noticed like a change in your physical whatchamacallit, and now it's messing with your health. I think you should do something about it," as opposed to saying, "Yo, you got fat, my dude." Like,
It's very tricky. I will say it's very tricky.
No, because
Because-
everything you call fat shaming, it's just like, nah, sometimes, like, listen,
Well-
it's clear that obesity leads to bad health. Like, it's
Yes.
obvious. And I think that we coddle people too much when it comes to whatchamacallit in the name of body positivity. It's like, no, that's why some people aren't cool with Lizzo. It's like, yo, you promoting obesity. So in some people's eyes, I'm not saying that's what she's doing. I'm saying what you're doing comes off as promoting obesity, which leads to like the number one killer of really most Americans. Really, number one killer of most Americans is heart disease, especially Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? So you promoting this type of lifestyle is unhealthy for us. We can't be having this, as opposed to just saying, "Bitch, you fat. Nobody want to look at you." You know what I mean?
I think
Jesus
if
Christ.
the purpose behind
He's so
if
Sorry.
no, it's okay. If the
Oh.
purpose if the purpose behind the comments was negative, like if it was with intent to hurt somebody,
it hurt me.
then
Fuck, it hurt me. I'm not even the subject.
I'm sorry, Tay.
The fuck?
but it's the truth.
Get your shit
If you're doing it
together.
with the purpose to hurt them, then yeah, that's fat shaming. But if you're
Yeah.
doing it out of concern,
You're going-
technically it's not, but it can still be seen that way because obviously the person is still gonna get hurt by it. But that's not the intent. That's why I said it's tricky. It's not black and white. You can't just say like, oh, it's either this or it's this. It really depends on how the person is feeling about it. So that's why it's best to just avoid it altogether.
So
see
let me ask you a
anything-
question, right?
Okay.
You know I have to, I gotta bring my sister into this, right? I have to bring her into this. Yes, we have to. We have to. If Natalie says to you, Jeremy, sweetheart, well, I don't know what she calls you, whatever the fuck she calls you, right? Whatever pet name she got for you, right?
Okay.
He looks you dead in the eye like, yo, nigga, you been getting fat.
Like, seriously, like, okay, Jeremy, you've been putting on a little bit of weight, and it's alarming to me. It's concerning to me. I'm concerned about you, baby. Like, wait.
If okay, so the thing with that is if I'm aware of it, because like I know, why why you
I
looking
wanna
at me
hear
like
you
that?
Go on.
Go on. No, if I'm aware that I'm putting on weight, because obviously it's not gonna. I know if I'm putting on weight, and somebody points it out to me. It could be anybody. It doesn't even have to be Natalie. Like if they point it out to me in a
Make more
way
serious
that
with
like
Natalie,
it's being like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but I noticed that you're putting on a little bit more weight. It's all about the approach. So if they come to me and tell me that like I've been putting on weight, I'm probably obviously I'll feel bad about it, but I'll be like, you know what? They're right. I have been putting on weight, and it's like, but there's a reason for it. Like whether it's depression or stress, whatever the case may be.
Are you a stress eater?
Yes, I am actually. Sadly, I'm a stress drinker as well.
That's everybody.
I'm a stress man. I don't drink.
No, I drink.
No,
You do drink. What are you talking about? Hold on.
me, brother. Did we not? Wasn't that the drinking episode your idea?
It was his idea.
What are you talking about? I would never suggest such things.
Yeah,
Spoken like a true alcoholic.
I'm not wrong. Like,
But-
part of it-
Yeah, no, I am a stress
I still don't
eater.
stress. I
Like,
don't stress drink, to let you know.
If I have like a really bad day, I just be like, you know what? Screw it. I'm ordering food from a place that's not exactly healthy.
On Uber Eats, paying extra $15 in fees and delivery fees and taxes and
I don't
tip and all that.
order from Uber Eats. They charge crazy prices.
Yo, bruh.
It's just the fees.
Right.
I literally, because I use
Just do-
mostly Grubhub.
Do pick
The
up.
fees or do pickup, yeah. I usually use Grubhub. Between Grubhub and Uber Eats, I ordered like from the same place, the same thing, almost always more expensive. By like, it's not even like a few dollars or a few cents. It's like
It's a lot more.
$5.
Yikes.
And it's bad. Don't order Uber Eats, people. Try everywhere else or do pickup.
They finally released images of some of the people they're trying to find from the riots the other day.
Find?
Yeah, they trying to arrest more people from the riots. Some of the dudes who climbed on the car.
Oh yeah.
The brother who
messed
climbed
up
the
police
car. Yeah, probably that business that they kind of crashed into him to some shit too.
Yeah, well,
There's a lot of things that happened that day.
Well, that'll do it for this week.
Oh, you gotta
grind your gears?
It's not necessarily grind my gears, but something happened yesterday in Montgomery, Alabama that just
What happened?
Oh, yes, it was beautiful. I'm telling you, black people, we tired of y'all shit. Well, no, let me rephrase that. As black people, we are tired of white people shit. We are tired of it. Yesterday in Montgomery, Alabama, right, there was a there was a Trump rally, I think, and there was a boat that was blocking another boat from docking at some pier. I forgot the name of the pier. Black security guard told the people that were on the boat, like, listen, y'all gotta move so this other boat can come in. These white people refuse. So one of them squared up with the security guard, right? And he got jumped. He started getting jumped by all these white people. And then next thing you know, the black people on the ship, on the boat that was trying to dock, they
ran up.
They pulled up. They pulled up to the function and started throwing hands. There was some chair shots. I'm talking like some WWE style chair shots. I will send the video. I will send the video in the group chat. Yo, black people, we showed out and protected this brother. That was beautiful. I loved every second of it. It was the definition of fuck around and find out.
My brother get jumped like that in the streets. I refuse to let that happen.
And he was an older guy too. He had to be in his late 40s. So one dude jumped into the river and swam across the pier to the other side to help him out.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna send y'all the videos because there's like four or 5 videos out there. This brother, one brother just picked up a chair. One dude threw the white girl into the water. Yo, it was
I'm
beautiful.
trying to help my brother.
It was beautiful. I'm gonna send it to y'all because we're tired of it. We're tired of white people thinking that they can just boss us around with the whole "I'm white and I say so." I'm not moving. You can't tell me what to do.
Especially in Alabama,
like
Alabama,
Montgomery, Alabama at that.
Yeah,
we tired of it. It's
about the birthplace of Martin Luther King.
Okay.
You know, shit was about to happen.
They showed up. Listen, we showed up and showed out. In fact, there's T-shirts already being made with a chair on it that said, "Try that in a small town, Montgomery, Alabama, August 5th."
Yo, they're trying to capitalize.
I love it. I think I'm gonna get me a T-shirt.
So much too. I fuck everyone hate. I hate everyone that tries to defend that dumb shit too. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You know damn well that's a dog was for racism. Stop fucking bullshitting.
Come on, son. Talk to him. But it was. You gotta have to see this. It was amazing. I'm gonna send you the group chat once we're done.
All right.
Take us out, brother.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. I've been one of the hosts, as I've been questioned about my loyalty. Brother Tay. You heard the other co-host, man who yells at me for no reason, can never find out why. I do nothing wrong. Brother Jay, as he's dancing. The greatest producer, my favorite person, Producer Jay. You sounds like you hating. That sounds like a problem.
It's in you. It's in you.
You want to follow us on? You want to follow us? If you want to keep listening to us, subscribe, like the YouTube channel, Excuse Your Brother Podcast. If you want to see our TikToks and nonsense, follow us on TikTok and Instagram. The TikTok is excuse me, brother ER. It's racist, but it's not Alabama racist because that's when we show out. If it's brother with an A for Instagram with the underscores, because it's not racist, because I made it, because Lord knows it's crazy, because I hate everybody. Follow us on Facebook as well for excuse me, brother. If you want to join our group, even though I'm not part of it, who cares? Oh. Thank you for listening. It's been a good time. I am Brother Tay. Awesome. I'm the problem. Always will be. Violence is the answer. Good night, good day, good evening. Fuck you.
Peace, guys.
Peace. Rest no peace, motherfucker. No justice.